Welcome to the GR Rideshare Podcast. Thanks for joining us. Have a great podcast in store for you today. We appreciate you downloading the episode and giving us a shot. This episode, we had Ben and Nick on. We talked about Ben's new role as a producer. We did our weekly recap of some pukers and some fun stuff like that. Exciting news with a partnership with Sherpashare, which is a mileage tracking app. We're going to be working with them and gave some inexpensive tips for being safe on the road. So it's a great episode. We actually kept it under an hour, so I'm super happy about that. A couple of ways you can support us. One, you can leave a review on iTunes. That would be great. Even if it's not 5-star, we're okay with that. Also, you become a patron. We have a Patreon account which supports us, and you do get some rewards. Level 1, $1 or more per month. You get early release of all our videos and podcasts. Level 2, $5 or more. You get a handwritten note from us, digital shout out on the show, and a private closed Facebook group with us. And level 3 is $10 more per month, a live shout out on our podcast or YouTube video. Your choice. Be on a podcast with us, or even a phone call where we can give you rideshare advice or anything else you want to talk about. So what this money does is help us become, bigger and better and buy better equipment and to pay for bandwidth and those kind of things. So our links, YouTube is GR Rideshare Adventure, Facebook and Twitter is at GR Rideshare. Thanks again for everyone that have subscribed to our podcast. We really appreciate it. And enjoy. Okay. We good? All right, guys. Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventure podcast and live podcast. I'm joined with Ben.
Hi-yo.
And Nicholas.
Hello.
Nick has not been here in a while. Just because he couldn't do Wednesday. So we're here on a Thursday. Couple of different roles we're going to talk about. Ben's decided that he wants to take a producer role. I'm not sure what that entails, but hopefully our quality will increase.
That's the plan.
And so that's what we're going to do.
But that doesn't start till next podcast.
Next podcast. Yeah. That reminds me. I didn't think about that. But anyways.
The women's panel.
Yeah, the women's panel. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Are you, Nick?
Oh, yeah, of course. It's always good to get a woman's point of view on things.
Right. So
most of the time.
Oh, I'm not agreeing with that one at all. So let's just do a weekly recap or a 2-week recap. We do the podcast every 2 weeks. So I have not driven. I get a lot of crap for it.
Are you a rideshare driver?
I am. I'm a part-time rideshare driver. This is my side hustle.
I think it's like part-time.
Possible.
Yeah.
So Jespers not here, but he had, a great story or a puker.
Yeah. Yep.
And
he actually had 2 good stories.
Well, what was the other one?
About his Uber ride that they did not pay him for the surge pricing.
That's right.
But they eventually did, didn't they?
Yep. I actually told them that I didn't think that they would pay him.
Neither did I.
I said give up. I mean, you have no proof, but apparently incessant incessant emailing is effective.
Jesper says move the phones away from the mics.
Why are they going off?
It must be static. That's probably what's causing it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now we have no way to communicate with you, Jesper.
Something keeps dinging, too. I think it's that computer, but anyways. No, we don't. Yeah, you're going to have to... Wait, hold on. I can get Telegram.
See, this is why we need a producer.
This is why. Sorry. Let me get my Telegram up. All right, Jesper, you can send me messages now, but it's got to be a text. Hey, move the phone from the mics. Okay. Does that sound better, Jesper? Yes or no? Anyways, so, weekly recap. I didn't drive. It's so hard to think 2 weeks. I don't know. But Jesper had that puker. Amazing video, right? Amazing video. And he went to go view it, and he forgot to turn the sound on. So
no sound.
I think,
which I've done it before too, with the sound muted. But
do you really want to listen to somebody puke though?
That's what I personally, no, I don't. But I haven't seen it yet. He did upload. Did you look at it?
I have not watched it yet.
We're terrible. He's like, I'm going to upload it so you guys can look at it, and I have not watched it. So, anyways, video ended. Oh boy. Well, not much we can do about it. I mean, actually, I can pause the podcast. Hold on. This has not been good, guys. Not been. If it goes down again, I'm done. So, I got too much to do over here. That's why we do need a producer. I got Telegram up. I have Audacity up. I have our Google Doc up for what we're talking about. So, anyways, back to the puker. So, didn't have the didn't have the volume or the audio on.
Yep.
He had taken a trip and didn't want it on with his family in there, which I guess I understand. But I mean, when you get in a car accident, you want to say, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that." You know what I mean? So I guess I would have done it too. But the pictures were epic. I was not a huge fan of looking at that picture, but
So I did see the pictures, and the pictures were terrible.
they were terrible. Did we talk about it on our last podcast, or were you just talking in general about the guy's job that has to look?
Oh yeah,
Was that on the last
podcast?
You probably didn't listen to it, but we thought, what about a guy that works at 3 to 11? And he goes, I work in the puke department. I'm the one that has to look at all these pictures. I mean, there literally has to be someone there.
Do you think it's like automated though? Do you think they actually have someone?
Maybe you know what? You might be right. Maybe it's automated until they fight it.
Yeah.
Until we say no, that's not enough. I mean, if it's not hit the max, you might be right.
So do they have image detection to detect how much puke is in the picture? Like,
look at YouTube. I mean, the word white showed up and everyone lost their mind.
Seriously.
So, did it work again? Okay. No questions. So, all right. What about you? Do you have any stories?
Not really, other than it was extremely busy driving. That was pretty much. I mean, I didn't really have any pukers or run into any issues while driving. It was pretty relaxed, money-making weekends.
So we did the podcast before St. Patrick's Day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that was a good day, right? We haven't talked about that.
That was an extremely good night.
Like that was, I mean, so how you worked? Oh yeah, that's right. You worked like 5 hours and made like
$5.55. Yep.
That's crazy. That's better.
Unicorn rides, 3 unicorn rides, over $100.
That's crazy. That was I wish I could have been there, but Laugh Fest falls on that weekend every year. It's the last 2 years I haven't driven, but better than Winter Beer Fest.
Yeah. I drove a little bit longer for Winter Beer Fest on that Saturday, so I ended up making a little bit more.
Okay.
But, I mean, you can't beat, over $500 for, 4 or 5 hours.
You can't beat it if it's like 12 or 13 hours, which some of the guys made. I mean, yours is crazy. It's like $100 an hour.
Yep.
So, you did end up getting that back to that Winter Beer Fest. You did end up getting paid for that?
I finally did get paid for it. I actually had to not only call them twice, but I did have to send a message where I was not nice in my message at all. I won't lie.
Did you cuss in your message?
I did not cuss in my message.
So in your message, you're saying an email to them?
Yes.
Or a phone call?
Yep. Okay. Email.
Can you call Lyft?
You can call Lyft.
Anyone know?
But here's the deal. You only can call them for a car accident or a problem with the passenger.
That's it.
So they had it before where you could click a contact me button about anything, but they just updated it to whereas they can only contact you if it's a car accident or.
I mean, that's fair because then you get some people that might not know how to rideshare drive or rookies, and they're just calling up and like, hey, the GPS is telling me to turn right. That's my imitation of a grandma.
For the ride,
good.
For that Winter Beer Fest ride, I calculated out just as like a rough estimate, and I thought I'd get, $50, $60. $42 is what they gave me. Not bad.
Well, I thought that was a zero. I thought that was going to be like a $150 ride.
It was a 600%, but it was from Winter Beer Fest to a hotel over on Walker, or over off of Walker.
Off of Alpine?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So it wasn't going to be a
4 miles.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So $42 I ended up getting, so it's better than nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is better than nothing. I'm really surprised. I'm actually surprised it took Lyft that long for you to get.
Yeah, usually Lyft is right on
Lyft
top
seems
of
to
it.
be. I mean, I know you're not a huge fan of Lyft.
Nope.
I mean, hashtag Lyft's a bitch. But Lyft seems to come through quicker. But the Uber one, I'm just surprised Jesper got it. To be honest,
Well, I remember back
seriously.
when I first started driving, I ran into the same issue that Jesper ran into, as far as I got a ride request that said it was surge, accepted it, did it. Guess what? Didn't get paid the surge.
No
I remember
surge.
that too, and we all said, "Okay, guys, we have to start
Screenshotting,
And then we
Yeah.
did it for a while, and then it went away, and then they were all being legit. So I don't know if we have to go back to that again. Maybe they got enough. Hey, look at this. What's going on? They're like, oh, we better. I mean, I don't trust Uber. I can't believe they'd go out of their way not to pay because it's not beneficial. It hurts them and us. I mean,
Oh,
it
yeah.
only helps the passenger.
Well,
not
because
that we're out to
if they
screw
don't
'em,
pay
but-
you for that, you're going to say, okay, I'm not going to drive for Uber anymore, and I'll just focus on Lyft.
right? So maybe that's why they did. I don't know, but yeah, it was interesting. What about you, Ben? You did pretty good for St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, St. Patty's Day was pretty awesome. A lot of long rides. I didn't do a whole lot of rides. I just had long ones.
Okay.
So that was pretty nice. That's what I've been getting a lot of lately. Go out. I'm used to doing like 10 rides a night. It's been more like 4 or 5, and they're just long rides.
I do that every day.
Yeah.
I
it's
would
been
rather do
nice.
that.
Oh, yeah.
So do you think the reason St. Patty's Day was hopping was because of the warm weather? I mean, warm compared to, 30 degrees because it was like 50 degrees, wasn't it?
Yeah, something
pretty
around
warm.
It
there.
was pretty
It
warm.
was great.
I want to bring up the point as to there were rides from St. Patty's Day that were not your normal at night surge rides. I mean, I had my Holland ride. Justin had a Holland ride, and so did Phil.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's
that's
three
three.
Holland rides
From the festival.
from the
And that's
festival
just in our little
group.
I mean,
maybe
crazy.
Holland had 0 activities for St. Patty's Day, and people are
Probably.
like, wanna go
I
to
feel
it.
like the huge difference was, the older crowd usually goes home a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was surging during those times. So I think that's played the huge part in the St. Patty's Day, and as far as how much we ended up making from that, because it was literally surging all night.
Yeah, it was awesome.
During the day, too, though? All day, too?
I did not drive during the day, so I can't speak for the day.
That's
but
It was surging in the morning, and then around.
That's right. You started because when I did do it, I started at like 6 in the morning.
Yeah, I tried that. So I have to sneeze. This is really gonna be good.
No, Epic, do it. Look at the light.
It's not coming. I can't get it now. Wow.
Come on, no.
Whew. I hate that feeling.
Blue balled.
Allergies. Seriously. Wow. No, I did drive in the morning. I got up at 6:30. I didn't get in the car until like 7-ish. But yeah, it was hopping from 7 until like 10:30, and then I signed off for my son's basketball game,
Yeah.
and then went back out afterwards. There really wasn't a whole lot of activity early afternoon, but come 3
You know
or
what
4, it was hopping.
You know what I like about good weekends? There's less bitching
there is.
on the
Oh, yeah.
Facebook page in general. Well, not
Seriously.
just the Grand Rapids one, but, I guess the Grand Rapids one. But anywhere, if they have like a busy weekend, it's just like everyone's like, oh, I made this much money, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. So, anyways.
How was that crowd, that morning crowd? I know you drove in the morning. Were they drinking that
They
early in the
were-
morning? Pre-gaming before they even
yeah.
went, 6 a.m.?
I had a couple rides that I swear they've been drinking all night, and then they went out.
Probably took a
first thing
2-hour
in the
nap.
morning. Yeah, it was crazy. There were some that were just already.
I can't do that. I
Plastered
couldn't do
drunk.
that when I was young, but I do
Yeah.
like day drinking, though.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
kinda
it's
fun.
easier.
Yeah, it's slower. It's slower pace. You know what I mean? And then you
Yeah.
can kind of sober up before you go to bed, and then you don't have a terrible hangover in the morning.
Oh,
That's
I'm
just-
not old like you, so I don't get hangovers.
Hashtag old. All right. So, anything else for those weeks?
I took a passenger down to Wayland during that whole weekend of St. Patty's Day. She wasn't even at any of the festivities.
Wayland's not that far away. Everyone thinks
You think it is, but when
It's
you
not.
actually do the drive, it's not bad. What, 25 minutes tops?
Yeah.
where I work, it's like 8 minutes to Wayland, and I'm at 84th and Eastern.
Yeah.
So,
But, I mean, it was one of those passengers that it's a moderate ride length, but she talked the entire time. Like, I heard her life story, why she's going to Wayland, why her car got impounded the night before,
Oh,
why
boy.
her husband got arrested.
Oh, and just terrible decision after terrible decision.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, and she stayed in a hotel next to her apartment because she left her key in the car that got impounded.
Oh,
So she had to stay in a hotel.
There's a hotel in Wayland?
No, this is in Grand Rapids.
Oh.
The car was impounded in Wayland.
Oh.
So, yeah. So, yeah, it was one of those rides where
you just wish it
she
would end.
just kept talking, and I'm like, you can stop talking. It's okay.
Nice.
Don't need to fill the silence.
Right.
So we're therapists.
We are. We're
Seriously.
bartenders. We're therapists. All that stuff. So your video we posted on Wednesday for our video.
Yeah,
You
that was
want to
fun.
give a little synopsis on that? By
Yeah.
the way, your editing is awesome. It's
Oh.
I'm gonna, for the record, way better than mine and,
Oh,
and
wow.
Jespers. So
There you go.
it's really good. I'm sorry, I loved it. But
It was
anyway,
fun.
I thought it was terrible.
you did not, liar.
Thanks, Nick.
It was good. It was good.
No, I picked up this group at Farrah's over on Michigan, and really nice guys and one gal, just hilarious people. I actually enjoyed listening to their conversation, but the passenger in the front seat keeps doing this number, like looking all over for something, and I'm like, "Do you need a light? What's going on?" So he's like, "I think I left my phone at the bar," and in my head, I'm thinking, this is going to be a good ride.
Yep. Because
So-
I'm sure it was surging.
It
Say that
was.
5 times fast.
I am sure that it was surging. I
Yeah.
am sure it was surging. I am sure it was surging. I'm
Show
saying
off.
it 5 times fast.
Show off.
That was slow.
Actually, I didn't get it till the third one that he was actually doing it. So
No, so I did pick them up and I turned around. We were almost to Plainfield. They were headed to Northview, right over by my house, which is convenient.
yeah,
So we're halfway there. And then I turn the car around on a side street, go back down Fuller, down to Michigan. And I thought I'd be kind and call the bar. Just to
that
help
was
them
pretty
out.
nice.
I would admit I would not do that.
I wouldn't have done it either.
Yeah.
But we've established she's way nicer
way
than all of
nicer
us.
than everyone.
I try to go above and beyond for people.
and,
It's just
and people
my nature.
appreciate that.
Hey,
Not
it paid off in this ride.
It
in
sure
this
did.
instance.
Yeah. So not only did they shower me with compliments, but they kept fishing more and more cash out to give me.
well, I saw you had got the initial 20.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden he had more 20s in there. And I was like, I thought you were cheating on us because he said 25, right?
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, I see a 20 there. If that
Yeah.
dude pulls out another 20 and gives it to Ben, we're going to have words. But then he pulled out a 5 and I was like, okay.
Yep. But no, $25 on a ride that was, I think, 30 or 40 total.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
That's a good ride.
Yeah.
Oh, good for them. I do appreciate when people, I mean, even if they're really obnoxious, if they hand you money, it just melts away.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't it? Like, it just
yeah.
you know what? They weren't that bad.
And
5
this guy,
star.
though, he gets out of the car and runs into Duke's.
He didn't even seem that intoxicated.
No, he honestly did not.
He didn't, but he was really confused about where he was supposed to go.
Well, it's a confusing thing. 2 different buildings with 2 different names, probably with 2 different owners. Not that matters, but
Yeah. So he ran into Duke's, and I'm trying to get a hold of him, tell me you're in the wrong spot, but I didn't have any good way to do that. Everybody else is just sitting in the car, not wanting to get out, so I just drove around the block. That's when she handed me the 20. I was like,
yeah, she had a
"Circle
potty
the block."
mouth too.
Oh, yeah. She
Yeah,
did.
real potty mouth. But cool. Yeah, so good job on the editing again. I don't mean to make you blush, but it was a good job.
I'm blushing.
All right, so that's about it for the stories, I think. What we want to talk about now is our Sherpashare. I asked you guys for some feedback on how we want to present it, and no one responded. So basically, Sherpashare reached out to us, and
Because we're legit now.
we're legit, and wanted us just to kind of contribute to their blog about stuff. So nothing huge, but it was kind of cool to be noticed. And I think what they're doing is reaching out to medium-sized markets and, just doing a Google search.
Getting
And
feedback from the drivers in
Right.
those markets.
and
Can
Nick,
we pause for a minute and just acknowledge how she found us?
Yeah.
yeah, how did she?
She found us
Podcast.
on the
Oh,
podcast.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. She said she had to drive to an hour away, and she searched rideshare, and ours came up. So,
Yeah. So Jen, thanks for looking this up.
right, that's awesome. So, yeah, that's what we're gonna do a little bit each month. But yeah, she was reaching out to medium-sized markets, and if you Google our name, it's a whole page of our stuff.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
I'm pretty excited about that.
GR Rideshare Adventures.
Nice. What I want to be able to do is type rideshare, and I want our stuff. Yeah, the GR, we get the whole page.
Awesome.
If you just type rideshare,
That would be something.
yeah, that would be something. So we're pretty excited about that. I've used Sherpashare for a while, and so it's pretty easy peasy. It does have a lot of other features on there.
Yeah, I was shocked with the other features that it offered.
I have never taken advantage of them, but there is a feature where you can, if you're not getting rides, you can put, is it called Compass?
Yeah, called Compass. Yep.
Yeah, you can put an area like 15 miles or 10 miles or 5 miles, and it kind of gives you a route to drive and to the hot areas for the time and the place. So if you're kind of bored, it's kind of something good to do. Not on a weekend night, but
No.
Yeah.
I my favorite part about it was the kind of the tool that's called Travis, that it kind of breaks down your earnings per hour, how much gas you use, what kind of gas mileage you're getting.
So you have to log in with your Uber
With
account.
your Uber, you have to attach your Uber account.
And they don't
to
have Lyft right now, right?
They do not have Lyft.
I wonder if Lyft, I know Lyft's a little bit more heavier security on privacy, so my guess is that's why they don't have Lyft yet, but it'd be nice. I mean, then to get both of them, I love stats. I mean, we all love the stats.
Absolutely.
So that's where we're at with that. So if you ever see a Sherpashare post or whatever, make sure you share it or like it or read it. It could be some stuff from your awesome guys at GR Rideshare Adventure.
And Jesper's going to share a link with y'all with our referral code. So help us out if you sign up for Sherpashare.
He may have done that already. So yeah, let us know if you have questions about Sherpashare. I can actually put you in touch with somebody. Hopefully she'll answer, right, Jen? If you have issues. So one of the posts that we did was inexpensive tips for being safe on the road. That has not come out yet. Well, it probably will by the time you listen to this, I guess. But
hopefully,
the live people, it's live, so
yeah.
So it's not out yet. But a couple of things. I'll just read a couple. When driving passengers, always mount your phone. A driver constantly checking their phone not only leaves a bad impression on riders, it also distracts the driver and poses some obvious safety concerns. That happens
all the time.
When I travel. I've been to Detroit 2 times in the last 6 months, and about out of the 5 drivers, 3 of them did not have a phone mount and had it in between their legs or whatever. I'm like,
seriously?
I rate them terrible and say right in there, like, how is that? Even if you don't,
I think it should be against the law.
Absolutely.
Honestly,
right? I mean, even if you're not worried about your passenger safety, aren't you worried about your own as you're looking down? Even when you're driving to pick up a passenger, you're still looking down on the. I mean, no matter how good you know the road. So
I'd like to see the statistics on that as far as car accidents with people without phone mounts versus with phone mounts.
It shouldn't be that. I mean, they can figure out when you're on your phone pretty close too.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to do that. But let's see. This kind of relates to the first one. Use a Bluetooth headset for calling your riders hands-free. This allows you to keep 2 hands on the wheel at all times. I don't use one,
Neither do I.
but I know you do.
I do.
It was actually in your video.
It was.
So
It probably makes it a lot easier, honestly.
It does. And then you pair that with Google Assistant or Siri.
What? Blow my mind. What are you talking about?
Well, in the video,
Yeah, you can hear him say it in the
I
video.
said,
It says-
okay, Google. And then my phone lights up and I say, call Farrah's Bar.
I think it's some.
Yeah,
I heard
your
it.
phone just-
I think your phone just went off.
Probably.
So it doesn't have to be on the Google app. You can just say it.
You have to change a setting in your phone on an Android.
Yeah, here we go.
Always
Nobody
listening.
cares now.
Yeah, right.
Well,
So-
we care, but I'm just saying iPhone will not allow that to
Yeah.
happen.
So I was in the Uber driver app looking at the map, obviously. And then they're talking about Farrah's and they're trying to call, but how effective can you be calling a bar when you're drunk?
Right. You
Like,
made the, I mean,
you're
as
not
far
gonna
as
be able to do it.
letting them or you do it, you made the right call.
Yeah. So I just said, what the heck? I'll try this Google Assistant thing. So I tried it. It took a couple of tries for it to actually get the right Farrah's bar. It was calling one in Chicago. I edited that stuff out, but
Oh, clearly, because I didn't remember that. That would have been funny.
yeah. So I finally got the right one and somebody answered, which was crazy.
And you could hear them?
yeah.
Well, that's
And my Bluetooth.
Well, yeah. That's true.
Yep.
So, next one is mine. Excuse me. Thank you very much. Keep an extra headlight bulb and wiper in your truck. It might seem that's not a big deal, but when you're driving at 1 a.m. and your wiper breaks or your bulb goes out, I mean, I've taken lifts with a headlight out. Some people clearly don't care, but I mean, I like to see the road. I mean,
all right, I'm going to call a driver out in Grand Rapids because
don't say names.
I'm not going to say names. I'm going to say what kind of vehicle they drive.
Oh boy,
it's a green minivan. Your headlight has been out for the past 3 weeks driving. How do you not know?
Oh, they know.
They just don't care.
I mean, how has someone not reported that?
Seriously.
I would report it.
Well, it's kind of the same thing.
It's a safety issue. How can you? I mean, even when you're driving downtown, your light doesn't work. How can you see people running out in front of you?
Well,
that always happens.
Right. I mean, I agree. It's definitely a huge safety issue. But he knows because he goes home to open his garage door and he's got one bulb.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's not like he doesn't know.
No kidding.
But
then
so get your headlight fixed,
please, for all of us.
Would you change your headlight on the Acadia on the side of the
Okay.
road?
No,
Now there
but
is a caveat to some of those.
you have to go through the wheel well to change my.
Exactly.
Do you on the Traverse?
On the
too?
Traverse as
well,
well.
they're kind of the same
Yep.
car. I mean,
Yep. It's
yeah.
a pain.
I mean, I don't have to do that, so that is a caveat. That's kind
Now,
of
could I do it? Probably, but it'd take me forever in the dark.
Yeah. Well, that might be another tip is to have a
Flashlight.
I don't know why I don't either. That's so dumb. Like buy a nice big old
But
flashlight.
if you think about it, you got a flashlight on your phone.
But the problem with that is like how do you prop that phone up if you have to use both your hands?
seriously.
I've gotten to the
Take
point
your
where
phone
your
mount
chin?
out.
no, I've done it. I put it in my mouth sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it's gross, but I mean it works. So and then the head and the wiper thing too. I mean the driver side, whatever, or the passenger side, sorry. If it gets crappy, whatever, you can get away with it. But the driver's side, I mean, it's done. If it's raining or snowing, you're done. So, what else we got? This one must be from Nick. On my iPhone, I constantly share my location with my fiance and Find My Friends app. This ensures that I am safe even when I'm extremely busy and she hasn't heard from me. She knows just check the app to see my location. Yeah, I've actually told Meg because normally I'll get home at like 2:30, no later than 3. If it's after 3, I said just look for me. If I'm moving around, then, well, unless someone hijacked my car or carjacked, I'm good.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, even in the news, I just saw the shooting on the northwest side of Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
Broad daylight, middle of the day.
Yeah.
You never know doing this job. Safety is number one priority for me, at least.
So the Find My Friends app, I mean, for iPhone, I'm sure
it shows your constant live location.
So it's all the time?
All the
time. Or do you
time.
have to okay.
So you just go to the app, Find My Friends, and it shows your constant location.
Because I haven't done that, but I know you can do Find My iPhone, and I've seen if Megan's on her way home,
Yeah, it's nice when you get super long trips to Chicago. I mean, you're taking rides with people you don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. I need to set up a shortcut for my wife, and so that if I am going to take a long trip, just type those 2 letters and send. At least so you're not like, hey, honey, I'm going to Chicago. So, but anyways, do you guys have any more? Just, I know we wrote this a while back, but did anything pop in your head? Didn't for me, but.
The only thing I can think about is keeping your doors locked and rolling your windows down slightly.
Absolutely.
When picking up passengers.
Yeah, I mean I agree. I do that. I do that only during
only during bar
or busy times.
Yeah,
busy times. So cool. So that should be up soon. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe.
Yep.
Hopefully. We'll see. So random. This is not rideshare related, but this is kind of just a personal thing. Random Easter traditions our family do. I don't have any other than the golden egg, like everyone does, and puts
golden egg.
Yeah, you put my mother-in-law puts $5 in it, and that's the
yeah.
egg that you want to get. But what about you?
We do a major thing called the Great Egg War, and basically what that is obviously the little kids do their Easter egg hunt for money.
Oh, of course.
There's always a golden egg.
Yep.
But the adults, we do one, and it's like $280 in eggs, and the golden egg has a $100 bill in it.
What?
And every year we do something different. Like we're tied together by arms and feet, or we had one year we did a 3XL shirt where we both had to be in there. Which is, I mean, the videos are hilarious. I'll send you guys the videos to watch. This year we actually had to use spoons to pick up the eggs.
Okay, so it's a traditional Easter egg hunt, like a plastic
every year.
egg.
Yep, every year.
Who chips in the $100?
My mom does.
Nice.
My mom does. But I mean, it's great fun. It's competitive, and it's honestly awesome.
Yeah.
I suggest everyone doing it.
Have a few pops and then go out and look for some eggs.
Yeah.
You will get into a fight with your significant other.
Probably. Honey, come on. What are you doing? This is $100.
Seriously.
That's cool. Yeah, like I said, we don't really have anything. I mean, I always find eggs about May.
Yep.
When I'm mowing the lawn in some random spot because my mother-in-law does the eggs too and puts the money in and we hide them. I mean, she comes with like 100 eggs. I'm like, it's just, well, my oldest won't be there probably, but it's just the two kids. Like, we don't need 100 eggs because I'm not looking for them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
nothing for you?
Well, see, it's interesting because I grew up in a pretty religious home. So Easter was kind of like one step behind Christmas.
Right.
And, but we didn't call it Easter.
Interesting.
It was Resurrection Sunday.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So, and on Resurrection Sunday, we never did Easter baskets and we didn't do Easter egg hunts.
Okay.
Which is weird.
It's not weird.
No, it is weird because now that we're older, out of the house, and have kids of our own, guess what we do on Easter now?
Easter egg.
We have an Easter egg hunt for the grandkids.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
I did. I belong to a daddy-daughter organization, and they posted a link about like how Easter is becoming the new Christmas, where it's just like these extravagant gifts, and like we don't do that. I mean, it's some candy, and that's it. So, but I mean, Jesus is the reason for the season.
There you go. It's true.
I grew up in a religious home too, so I know that. Spring break for schools began tomorrow. Lucky
yes,
parents.
they do.
Lucky parents. Nick's home with the kiddos, so that'll be a fun week for you.
It'll be all right.
As your oldest is full-time, your twins are part-time?
Monday through Thursday, so yeah.
Cool. You got any plans to spend any time with them?
You know, our spring break is going to be late April.
Well, it is for your vacation, but
you go.
I mean, you got to get them out of the house, so you're going nuts.
Oh yeah, we'll do some stuff. Hopefully, it's warm enough to do some fishing. We always
you guys
go
are
fishing.
big fishing people. I don't like fishing.
Where do you go
fishing? Doesn't like you.
Well, that's fine. We have a mutual relationship.
Actually, both my parents live on lakes. My dad lives out in Greenville on Little Blue Lake.
Little Blue Lake.
Private lake. Awesome fishing.
Yeah.
Pike, bass. I mean, crappie. It's amazing fishing.
Couldn't tell you what a crappie is.
No? It's a crappie, not a crappie.
I know a pike will eat your toe off, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what else will?
What?
A piranha.
I heard that was a myth, that they're not as aggressive as they are.
They're really not.
That's.
but
I mean, it probably bite you, but
it
not
will.
Like the videos that you see, like when you were growing up, like
when they put like the chicken in the water.
Yes. That's funny. Well, cool. So I am not doing anything.
Are you driving?
Well, I'll probably drive on the weekend.
Is Laugh Fest still going on, or is
No,
that
it's
done?
done.
So you will drive. Then.
Yeah, I'm going to drive Saturday. I'm going to go out foaling tomorrow night. Do you know what foaling is?
Yep,
Football
that new thing over in Cascade now.
Yeah, I probably talked about it enough that you guys know.
I actually had a rider bring it up the other night.
Yeah, it's fun. My arm was sore for 3 days afterwards, but it's fun. I actually won a 2-hour reservation, and we're going to do that tomorrow night. So
When I first saw the word, I thought it was fouling. Like
that's
chickens.
how I still say it. And Megan's like, "Hey, it's foaling." Remember, like bowling? I'm like, I get the logic behind it, but my brain says the other way around.
My brain thinks we should throw frozen chickens or turkeys at the pins.
That would be interesting.
That would be.
It'd be
Fouling.
pretty stinky.
Yeah.
But it's hard. Megan whooped my butt.
Really?
4 games in a row. So, not that I'm like super sports or anything, but she's like no sports. Like, yay, sports. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a couple of times, so quick synopsis on the rules. Other balls can hit the pins down and it counts. So she had a couple, I would say maybe one win where someone else is football, and you have to try to block it.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're coming everywhere. I mean, there was a couple people there when we were there. They had their backs turned. I'm like, "Yo, you're gonna take one right in the melon." Like
Seriously.
you have to be alert.
You can throw it as hard as you want, right?
Yeah, you can.
So there's
Okay.
no dividers between lanes?
No,
I'm going to go there and peg some people then.
there was a couple of guys that were humming it in. Like they probably played in high school or whatever. You know, I'm sure you get that, but humming it in. Like if you would
That would be me.
if you got hit by that, like in the head, you would have a concussion.
Wow.
So.
Did you play football, Nick?
I did mainly baseball though.
Okay.
But so yeah, we're doing that tomorrow. But
Awesome.
yeah, I work busiest time of year for me for work right now, so I've never taken a spring break. So we took our vacation in February.
Ben, are you doing anything?
I'm working. That's what I'm doing. But it's really sad. So in my job by day, I have to set appointments with people to talk to them, try to sell them stuff.
Right, you're a sales guy.
I'm a sales guy. But everybody goes on spring break.
Right, so it's tough to get appointments.
Oh yeah. So I'm supposed to get 8 appointments every week.
Good luck.
Yeah, I have 3 next week. So
Now, are
sorry,
you-
Jason, if you're watching.
Are you all commission, or do you have a base too?
I have a base too.
Well, at least
so
for that.
helps.
That does help on those weeks where you can't book the appointments.
That's
It's
why
like-
some other weeks are busier though, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Cool. All right, rideshare news. Rideshare in the news. First one up. I mean, the obvious one is the Uber self-driving Uber car.
Heard it every day. for the last
5,000
week.
times.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it needs to be talked about.
Yeah, I just interested on your thoughts. I mean, I am.
You didn't watch the video,
I
correct?
did not watch the video. I didn't want to, but apparently it doesn't really show
No,
anything.
no, it does
But-
not
There's
show
some
anything.
conspiracy theorists out there, though,
Well,
about Uber editing the video to make it look like they're less at fault.
they have the video. They could have done whatever they wanted with it until they
Yeah.
turned it over to the police.
Exactly.
And I'm sure the police didn't walk up and pull the SD card out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, so
And it is a little sketchy. If you watch the video, there are parts where the screen kind of
There's
goes
a jump?
black and it's jumpy and the screen goes black.
because our cameras don't do that. We
No.
paid $200 for those things.
I
They're
know.
awesome.
The video quality really was kind of awful. So it's like they're trying to cover something up here.
Yeah. I feel bad for that pedestrian. I am a pro technology guy, but this is one thing and not just because I rideshare drive. I mean, I was actually thinking today I had to drive to Cedar Springs tonight after work, and I was like, man, it'd be so nice if someone else was driving this car so I could catch up on stuff I need to catch up on.
Catch up on Telegram.
On
There you go.
Telegram or Facebook or maybe some work or whatever for GR Rideshare, but I'm not ready for that at all. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys are.
It takes a
No.
lot of trust.
You know,
I don't
it's
know if I'd have that.
it's crazy to think about, but you know, the younger kids are probably not even going to have to get a driver's license.
Do you think like babies born now or like your kids?
I think potentially my kids.
I mean, that's only 10 years away.
Yeah.
So
I think we're almost there. I mean, look at Teslas.
but do you think it's going to be mainstream? I mean, I think
Yeah.
in 10 years.
10 years.
Oh, no way. We should put a bet down.
Yeah, right.
I don't think so, but I feel bad for the pedestrian. I mean,
You feel bad for him? She's dead.
well, I feel bad for her family.
Okay.
Jerk. Jeez. Ben the Samaritan. So yeah, basically it was a person outside a crosswalk, so they're saying that's the issue. I'm like, what about deer?
When I watched the video, what I got from it was even if it was a human driver, they did not have enough time to stop.
Okay.
That's just my personal opinion from watching the video.
Okay. Well.
But if they tampered with it like Ben thinks they might have, you know, who knows?
You know, it's always possible for any of that stuff. I mean, like I've said before, you've heard it on this podcast before, I don't really trust Uber. I just don't. They haven't been, I mean, they pay me what they say they're going to pay me sometimes, but I just don't quite trust it. Next up, woman-only rideshare driving service in Toronto. It's called Drive Her.
Yep.
Nick's already not a fan. I can see his face.
No, I actually think it's a great idea.
I actually
honestly
do too.
You know, how often, I mean, we don't run into the issue because we all do XL, but how often do women feel more comfortable with other women drivers?
Yeah. I mean,
Especially after drinking.
Oh, for sure.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think Uber's missing the boat in Lyft.
I mean,
Why
just
not?
think of Cece and that rider that she had twice now.
Right. I
It's
mean,
ridiculous.
I just think that they missed the boat. I mean, they could have done that. I mean, they got a niche or whatever for every other thing.
I think-
XL, Select, SUV, blah,
Car
blah.
seat.
Car seat. Why not Uber female?
Non-smoking in Florida, I heard. Non-smoking Ubers you can order. In Miami, I believe
Oh, you
it
mean
was.
so they specifically they ask you if you're a smoker or not? You
Yep.
can be. That's actually not a bad idea.
No, it's not. with all the complaints that us drivers get from
Yeah.
So
previous
gross.
drivers that riders had about, it reeked like cigarettes or,
I've always said that they need an Uber X, but they need to break that Uber X down. They need an Uber X that's
Well, hopefully with
clean.
that new driver, what was it? The driver rating system that they're going to come out with. Hopefully that's exactly what that is.
Well, that came out, but then I never heard anything else of it. So that was like a month ago. But yeah, I think this is a great idea. I mean, even one of the women on our local Facebook group created a woman's only Facebook group, which
good idea.
it's a good idea.
Absolutely.
I mean, guys are creeps. So, I mean, except Ben.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a nice guy.
No, but I wouldn't want my wife getting in an Uber with some random guy. I mean, if it was just her, I'd prefer a woman pick her up.
Yeah, that woman that Cece had has actually been bothering me a little bit.
Yeah.
I know it's not my responsibility.
Yeah.
She's making her own choices, but oh my gosh, she's getting so drunk. And
getting in the car with these shady men.
I mean, they're
scary.
definitely not all shady. And I think Grand Rapids as a whole is pretty good. I mean, we've heard some of the crazy drivers, but I mean, you're not driving in Detroit or some of the ghettos, but I feel that woman worries me.
Yeah.
I just think riders aren't too worried about it just because everything is tracked.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they continue to get hammered like the one CC has had.
Yeah.
And she hasn't had any problems yet.
Yeah, she hasn't, so she continues to do it. And I would say, 99% is probably okay, but that 1%.
Yeah,
I mean,
what
I'm
are you
just
gonna do
throwing
with that?
I mean, I'm just throwing that stat out there. But next up, Uber user angry after free St. Patty's Day ride fails in Indianapolis. How do you not test this? How do you not? It even surprised me with Apple. They'll push out, was it like their last launch or their big software upgrade or what, or one before where they're like, I like always get the update. Like I can't wait
Yeah, it was
for it.
11 update.
Was it
11.03 or whatever?
But there was one that was like a big one, like a 10 or a 9 that literally bricked everyone's phone the first day. And I actually didn't update because I was still at work.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how does a company like this not test that code?
Seriously.
It seems, I mean, I don't know how to write code, but it seems pretty easy to like, hey, code writers, is it ready? Yep. Okay. I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't work. Let's fix it. I don't know if that's what happened, but kind of egg on their face. I mean, they're supposed to be a super technology
No
company,
kidding.
but hey. Oh, we kind of already talked about this. This is actually a good article. Tips for saying 4 ways riders can escape creepy Uber drivers.
No,
We're just
there you
talking
go.
about this. What a great
How
segue.
timely.
Number 1, verify the nitty gritty of your ride, which is what?
License plate number.
It's on, buddy.
I was just making sure.
Ben's looking
I'm looking at the lights and they're not moving. Okay, maybe they are.
License plate number.
license plate number,
Vehicle type
vehicle type,
and driver's name.
driver's name. I mean, basic stuff. And I understand when you do get drunk. I mean, when you get intoxicated, it's tough. But the license plate's tough. But at least the car. Although my wife couldn't tell you what, other than our cars, what to make a car. So I mean, it's in some.
I mean, you know what the symbols are for each brand. You know, GMC,
True. If it's-
GMC,
if
Chevrolet.
Yeah, if you're looking for a Honda and they pull up in a Kia, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But number 2 is know and share your route. Kind of what you talked about. Find my
Yep.
friends in the Uber app. I don't know.
Now
if-
they do offer the share my ride thing for the Ubers in the app.
yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
going to say. I was going to ask, does Lyft do that? I haven't read anything. on
Lyft,
it.
I do not believe so.
Okay, so I think every woman that rides in an Uber or Lyft, or can't do it with Lyft, but an Uber alone should do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Have you
it's-
seen the notification when the Uber app tells you that they're broadcasting their live location?
Oh, so you get a notification that they're doing it?
Yeah, I do on Android. I don't know if you do on iPhone.
I'm a part-time driver, so
A cool feature on the iPhone, probably that not everyone is aware of, is it's if your iPhone's updated, but you can push the home button on the side or the power off, power on button 5 times really fast, and it pops up emergency.
oh, and then you just tap a button.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's good to know. But
If you're ever in a pinch, you know.
yeah, next one, fake number. They actually talk about someone that a guy would not let a woman out until he gave the number, and she just gave a fake number. Seems a little weird. But
That seems very strange.
we'll read this article. It's actually pretty good. It's got little stories. It says number 4, don't put all your trust in ratings, which I don't really. I feel like they kind of said like that the ratings doesn't really affect it.
It does.
It does. I think I have people say, "Oh, I knew I was going to be okay because your rating's high." Or I mean,
Yeah.
And so I don't know why that would. I don't know. I don't like that one. So, and it's just obviously self-aware. I mean, I can't pronounce her name. What is her name that we talked? Polka. Sorry if you're watching.
Something like that.
She is going to be on a podcast. She is committed to tell her story, but
awesome.
She had just a creepy ride, and that's why we're talking about a woman's only. I mean,
yep,
it's perfect. And I think and maybe Uber doesn't do that because they're like, oh my gosh, but how many? What is it? 20%? You think drivers? How many women drivers?
I wouldn't even guess that high.
Yeah,
They're not
15.
taking that much revenue away. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a great idea, but let's see current events. I sucked at this one. We got. Let's see. Sorry, I supposedly made these links. Oh, there it is. I don't really get this one, but the delete Facebook campaign. I haven't really seen anyone say that. I know about it. It's basically
Was that about the Cambridge whatever?
Yeah, Cambridge Analytica pulled personal data from 50 million Facebook
Have
users.
you guys downloaded your Facebook data?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It was in one of the articles I read about that, and it is insane how much stuff Facebook has about us.
Oh yeah, well you agreed to all that when you know, signed up.
So you can download your record. It's in the gear settings icon. It's something like download your Facebook record.
Okay.
It's a huge file.
Of course.
But yeah, you can scroll through and see which advertisers have access to your contact information. And it's crazy.
Well, I had something happen today. I was my buddy was telling me about. It's called Butcher Box. So all these on-demand food delivery.
Great. Now this is going to pop up on my phone.
We'll see how long.
Right?
Don't Google it. We'll do a test. You guys don't Google it.
Butcher
You probably
Box.
never even heard of it. Butcher Box. But my buddy was telling me, and I was in the office, and I got on Google, and I Googled it and kind of looked at it a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 minutes, and then I went back to work. I had an ad on Facebook this afternoon, a video ad for Butcher Block. Now, I don't mind the ads when they're targeted for me. I have bought stuff because of their advertising, because I'm interested in it. I don't want to see anything about tampons. I mean, I'm not Googling tampons, but my point is if Google or Facebook are sending me that, I actually take the time and go, this ad is not, I mean, we're getting it for free. You got to pay for it somehow.
Yep.
Would you be willing to pay $10 a month for Facebook if they didn't do any of that stuff?
If there were no ads, I'd consider it.
No ads. What if no ads, but they can still track you?
I don't know. That's tricky.
Yeah. What about you?
I wouldn't pay for Facebook.
Wouldn't you?
Nope.
I mean, I would. It's $10.
How often do you really use Facebook besides posting pictures to?
How often do
cat.
How often do I use it, and is it beneficial? I mean,
Yeah.
for our little side gig,
minus GR Rideshare Adventures and the B stuff.
nothing.
Who do you talk to on it?
Nobody.
No one.
I'm kind of just a lurker.
yeah,
I used to be a poster. I see all the things I used to post. What gives you the what you did 6 years ago? I'm like, oh, I sound like an idiot. But no, I'd pay. I mean, I don't know. You're right. We're doing good, guys. We're at 46 minutes.
Boom.
Last one is about a local basketball player that passed away.
Yeah.
Let me get his name. Zeke Upshaw for the Grand Rapids Drive. Did they have the autopsy yet?
I have not
He
seen.
basically
anything
played the whole game, collapsed, and he passed away 2 days later.
The last I saw it was cardiac arrest.
So it was one of those things where you see all these healthy people, and how I don't know with all the technology how that gets missed.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I
I'm
have
not
no idea.
in the medical field, but
Yeah.
it's one of those things that you just don't know. And you had driven his girlfriend, right?
I had given his girlfriend a ride from over off of East Beltline to one of the games.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? When you see
It
that,
is.
you're like,
I
oh
mean,
my gosh, I
it's-
talked to his
I
girlfriend.
mean, we got into a pretty deep conversation about like what plans they had, coming up, and
Yeah.
it's pretty sad to think about that now. They're not going to be able to do those plans.
Yeah.
She's left with nothing now.
Yeah, I hear either tonight or tomorrow they're going to honorary retire his jersey at the Little Caesars Arena. So that's cool.
That is awesome.
I don't know what level the drive is. Like, do they have? Is it the drive to the Pistons?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Oh,
a
is
feeder
it?
team.
So they can because like baseball, it's like Whitecaps is the lowest. You got two more in between.
Then Lakeland and
before you get
Toledo and yep.
until you get to the Tigers. But man, that's a bummer. So yeah, thoughts to his family. I don't know if he was from here, probably not.
He was from Chicago.
I
do believe so.
All right.
And I know somebody else in the group posted that they had actually driven him before.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bummer. I've never been to a game. I heard the
Neither have I.
game's okay, but I heard that's a lot of shenanigans like the Whitecaps and
Yep.
the Griffins game, which is kind of fun for the kids. But
Oh yeah.
that's all I got. You guys got anything else? I mean, this is a short podcast.
I know, man.
Usually we
We talk about Automatic.
Yeah, let's talk about
I don't
that.
have an affiliate link yet though, but I don't know if they even have one.
I'd love to hear your feedback because again, I love technology.
Yeah. So Automatic, it's a little plug-in doohickey. That's the technical term.
Right.
It goes into the diagnostic port.
I think
on
it's
the
called an
car.
OBD. Yeah.
OBD port.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Don't know what OBD stands
I
for.
don't know.
Onboard Diagnostic
Diagnostics, yes.
Service.
Oh, wow.
Oh no,
bet you.
is this onboard
I
diagnostics?
bet
so,
you that's
yeah.
what it is.
Okay.
So you just plug this little dongle in, and then you sync it to your phone over Bluetooth, and then it has 3G network built into the plug.
Is
thing
that fast enough?
for tracking your mileage and all that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this like the pop-up display that Justin uses?
I don't think so.
He uses oh no, that's like HUD. It's
Okay.
like a little thing you can buy. I've seen it in Justin's. I'm not a huge fan of it. It seems distracting to me. But during Laugh Fest, we drive like 2018 Jags and BMWs, and they have it, and it's
Yeah.
so subtle, and it's not like everything that Justin's had. It just has the speed. I don't know if you can adjust it.
I'm sure there's settings on there.
Yeah, but I love it. I mean, you don't ever have to look at on the speedometer. So it. But anyway, so it tracks all your mileage.
Yeah. So it's automatically tracking mileage,
Yeah.
and then it keeps a map of everywhere I go, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
And then it tracks the mileage and puts it into a Google spreadsheet, which makes it pretty easy for me to go back and track what the ride was for.
Right.
Then you can get as crazy. You can sync it with your smart home device like Alexa or whatever and ask Alexa where your car is.
That's pretty cool.
That is. And then going back to our safety conversation, you can share your location live as you're driving with somebody.
Okay.
Just on a link.
So it sends them a text.
Yeah, it sends them a text. They click the link and they can
Do you
watch
do
you on the map.
do that through your phone? Obviously, then. Do you
Yeah.
share your?
Yeah, I'm sure they have an app.
Yep, there's
Okay.
an app. So it's all through the phone. Then there's all kinds of other crazy things. Like, for example, I have mine set that when it connects to the little plug-in thing, it
OBD.
turns Wi-Fi off. So if I'm leaving my house, I don't like having my Wi-Fi on away from home. So it'll just automatically turn it off.
You
on
turn
my-
your Wi-Fi off when you leave the house?
like on my phone.
He means on
so
his
that I
phone.
use mobile data instead of the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but when you leave the house, it
His
disconnects.
Wi-Fi's still on at his house. He's just turning off the option on his phone.
Yeah.
Why?
So otherwise, you get a bunch
Because-
of random connect
Yeah, because
to this Wi-Fi.
every stoplight I stop at, it asks me if I want to connect to Xfinity Wi-Fi.
Oh, that. Yeah, I turned that off too. I thought you meant like it doesn't turn on, like you turn your Wi-Fi off
On
when
my
you're in the
phone.
home. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
So-
Sorry. Didn't mean to dumb it down.
No. And then I can have my lights turned on when I drive within a certain radius of the house. It's crazy.
Wow.
But
Does it link with Sherpashare? You
on
talk?
iPhones only. So I'm out of luck.
Yeah, Nick.
yeah,
iPhone up.
iPhones.
Yep.
Well, we're
Yeah.
split in the group because 2 Androids and 2 iPhones. So,
No, I think it's a new product, and so they're constantly making new things for it.
right.
But it's pretty.
And crash response.
Yes, that's the other thing I was going to mention. So if you get into an accident, it will automatically notify emergency responders.
Okay. Cool.
So it's almost
So
like
it kind of
having
takes away
OnStar.
from OnStar then.
Well, because I mentioned to him he had a OnStar subscription or a trial, and I'm like, hey, you got this now. Why use OnStar? Exactly. So you can talk to that lady in a pleasant voice. Like, hey, I just need 911 here. I don't need to talk to you. Like, are you okay? Nope, I'm dead.
Yeah.
So what does that run? $150?
I think it's 130 somewhere 130 in there.
And 5 years of subscription.
And you get 5 years of the data subscription.
Nice.
How about after that runs out? How much is like the
$100 a month?
It's brand new, so I don't think they've even priced it out because it's so new.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I've been looking for any connections fine on it. Doesn't seem.
Yeah, I've been comparing it to other apps, and the mileage tracking is far more accurate on automatic.
Nice.
Like it's locked down to the road.
Yeah, I wonder if it's because it's plugged into that port and it's probably sending some data from somewhere in the car to that port. Yep. And so, cool. Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Peace out, baby.
Later.
Wow, what a great episode. Thank you very much for listening to it. We really appreciate it. A couple of things, again, just give us a review on iTunes or anywhere you download this podcast. We really appreciate it. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at GR Rideshare and YouTube for all our crazy videos, GR Rideshare Adventure, and also become a patron. A small donation per month gets you some pretty great rewards. All these links are in the information from where you downloaded the podcast, so you can click on any of those to help us out. Thanks again. Have a great day.